Sylvia Johnson is about to get an infusion of a new Alzheimer's drug, which she says is changing her life.
Okay, a bit of a steer here, Sylvia. Okay, all in.
Let's open the doors. You know, it makes you feel like you want to keep going. It was gradual, but you could see that it was working. You know, I could read a book again.
Open, closed, open.
The 74-year-old is one of 100 Australians in trials of aducanumab. For her, it's slowing the deterioration of a lifetime of memories.
Oh God, look how young we were.
And keeping the indignities of cognitive loss at bay.
From someone who was totally independent, now I'm dependent. And that's very, very hard. Sorry. Pip, that's the biggest thing that you lose is your pride. Oh, yeah, that must be iota.
3 years ago, when Sylvia was diagnosed, she and husband Bob thought all hope was lost.
Is that an M?
And so did tens of thousands of Australians with Alzheimer's, until now.
Controversial new treatment for Alzheimer's has been approved.
It's the first time there's something new, some new treatment, some new therapy in 18 years.
An historic moment in the battle against Alzheimer's.
In June, US regulators approved aducanumab for widespread use, but many insiders objected to the ruling.
The FDA ended up saying yes, despite its panel saying no.
It's one of the worst decisions that I can remember.
This might be giving patients false hope.
The acting head of the FDA calling for an Inspector General's investigation.
So what is this new drug and how does it work? It acts on what some scientists think is the main cause of Alzheimer's, a build-up of proteins in the brain called amyloid plaques.
This drug is an antibody which attaches to the amyloid and essentially neutralises it and removes it from the brain.
And is it safe? Well, experts are divided.
The most common side effect from this drug is a form of swelling and bleeding in the brain we call ARIA. It's something we just pick up when we do a scan of the brain called an MRI. I would regard this as one of the safer drugs that we use.
So I just wanted to, say hello.
Neurologist Professor Amy Brotman has patients in the Australian trials. She believes the risk from ARIA is more serious.
We saw a lot of ARIA. We had a patient probably most weeks, and some people, the brain changes that we saw on the MRI scan never returned to normal.
Okay.
Concerns about the drug were so great that global trials in 2019 were halted during a routine review.
It was stopped because there was no evidence at that stage that the people on the drug were doing any better than the people off the drug.
So does it actually work? Well, only in the early stages of the disease, and even that's under debate, with accusation that study data was massaged.
So it doesn't improve cognition, but it slows down the decline considerably.
In my opinion, there is very little evidence that the drug causes a reduction in cognitive decline.
Why the dispute? Because it removes the amyloid, but not necessarily the Alzheimer's.
Everyone got worse in this trial. Nobody's returned to their previous level of function.
There's even claims of an undocumented meeting between US regulators and the drug makers Biogen amid a fast-tracked approvals process. In a statement, Biogen says it stands by its clinical data and will cooperate with any reviews into the US approval process. Experts expect in Australia the problem for regulators won't be whether to approve it, but rather will the government be willing to pay for it?
The cost that's been put on the drug in America is equivalent to about 72,000 Australian dollars per year. It's very expensive.
Patients on the drug also need regular MRIs.
Not everyone can have an MRI scan, and it's not clear who's going to be paying for this.
A funding decision will be made by the Pharmaceutical Benefits Advisory Committee and is months, potentially years away. So what now? Well, it's the first drug on the market, but experts say there's plenty more just behind.
Typically, the first drug in a class turns out to be not the most effective drug. It sometimes has more side effects.
2 weeks, isn't it? Not too far away.
There's two other drugs that are similar in terms of their effect on amyloid. They certainly look promising.
Take care. Bye.
In the meantime, experts say there's better and cheaper ways to stop or slow mental decline.
I started walking every day, and we were walking 5, 6, 7 kilometres. So swimming, surfing, walking has been incredibly good.
John Rogers is one of those using a healthy lifestyle to keep the disease at bay.
At least 40% of dementia is preventable. The biggest two that have been shown to be of benefit are physical exercise and diet.
Fairly good balance, eh?
So far, it's working. It's been 4 years since his diagnosis.
I've reached the point now where I'm sort of bored with this, so give me something else to do. I know that I can't get out of it. What are we going to sit on it? Well, you feel trapped.
He's not convinced he'd sign up for a drug that would only lengthen the duration of his illness.
Oh, yes. That's more like it. At the end of the day, I've done most of the things I want to do, so what do I do? You know, it's a few laughs. That's about all I need at this stage.
But proponents say, for now, a little help is better than none at all.
If you think someone's got some tablets that's going to help you, you want to be on them. Otherwise, you're just stagnant. You're not going anywhere.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 7:30's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.